Hey besties, welcome in. My name is Sabrina. For those of you who don't know me, for those of you who have been here for a while, welcome on back. So I would like to do a tag video because I just think they're so much fun. And like nobody tagged me in anything, but I saw one and I was like, interesting. I would like to tell the people my answers to these questions. So that's what I'm going to do. Hold on. Okay, I've got it on my phone and I'm going to be honest with you. I saw this by a creator and I don't actually know who the original creator is, but this is the Bookish Elements tag. So I'm tagging myself into this and we're going to get through these questions. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first question is, how do you feel about foreshadowing or dropped hints? I like to go into a book super blind. So as long as it's not like trying to tell me the story, it's fine because I want the story to happen. I want to just experience it as I go. So as long as it's not like super, super obvious, it's totally fine with me. But I will say, I am not one of those people that likes to theorize or think ahead about what's happening in the book. Like I'm super into just being in the moment, the part of the story that I'm currently reading. That's all I want to know. So I might not even pick up on your hint if we're being honest. If you're foreshadowing, like I might not even be paying attention to that. So it's probably fine. I don't really have strong feelings about it because I tend to ignore things like that. So that's just me. Okay, the next question is bookmarks. What do you use? How do you feel about bending the corner down? If you want to bend the corners of your pages, I'm happy for you to do that. And it doesn't necessarily bother me. Like I've gotten library books where someone obviously had dog-eared where they were and then like they unfold. It doesn't exactly bother me, but it's not something I'm ever going to do. Like I am really never going to be dog-earing my books. I just don't, I don't see the benefit of it because I have a healthy plethora of different types and kinds of bookmarks. I have your standard bookmarks, one of my favorites. I have weird bookmarks that are very impractical as bookmarks. I also like to get holiday themed bookmarks wherever I go. So if it's a holiday and I'm out shopping and you have a holiday bookmark, I am probably going to pick it up. If you have a free bookmark, I'm going to use that too. So I have a lot of bookmark options, including book corners. I love book corners. These things are like incredible, but they're a little bit annoying to get on because you do have to kind of like hand separate them a little bit. Otherwise, they might screw up your pages. Anyway, I love those. I've got a crocheted bookmark, which I absolutely love, but I'm terrified of losing because this was a gift from a friend. And if I lose it, what am I going to do? I'm like, Kelly, I lost my bookmark. My sister got me these, which are like really, really awesome. And you kind of like clip it onto the book, and then this part just kind of like keeps your place. And like, as you turn the page, it just kind of flips it. I love these, but my problem is I have to match them to my book. And I have a blue, a pink, and a yellow. So if the cover is not blue, pink, or yellow, I can't use them. So sometimes I use these little magnetic ones. It's like this, and then it folds up to be like this. I use these, but I find that these, if the paper of the book is thin, I find that these kind of like dent the paper, and I'm like not super into that. I do also have one of these things, but I am like not really good at using it. So I guess that's more of like, that's not really a page mark, but whatever. It's in this thing with the bookmarks. Do I use anything else as a bookmark? Not really. I tend to always have some sort of bookmark with me, even if it's just the free ones from whatever store I bought the book at. So I can't think of a case where I've really not had a bookmark that I could use. And so maybe that's why I'm just not really into dog-earing my pages, because I don't really need to. I always have a bookmark. Yeah. Okay. The next question kind of goes with that. It says forgotten bookmarks. Have you ever found something strange in a book? So nothing strange that I've ever like left in a book or anything, but I did get a library book once and someone left a sticker from their college, which is the college that my husband works at. And I was like, oh, look. And he was like, okay. All right, thanks. I have found a napkin, which is not that strange, but it was just like, it was a napkin that somebody was obviously using as a bookmark. I did also find a postcard advertisement for something. It was like a book festival, but it was like 2 years old. So I don't know if like literally nobody had checked that book out of the library or if we all just kind of like tacitly agreed that we were going to keep it in there. Well, to be fair, I stuck it back in the book before I returned it to the library. So I'm going to guess that for the last 2 years, people have been doing the exact same thing. It did make me think for like just a brief second. I have these little cards that have the QR code to both my YouTube channel and my Instagram, my Bookstagram. I have them printed on there. Oh, and it has my email address. I have these little cards, and it did make me think for just a second that it would be clever, like advertising, to stick those cards in my library books before I return them. And then I was like, no, because once the librarians catch on to me, they're going to like block my account from checking out books. And also like, that's weird. It's weird, right? It's weird. I want people to just find me naturally, like not for me, like having an advertising campaign in their library books. So it's fine. But I did think about it for like 2 seconds. Question number 4, inscriptions and annotations. How do you feel about writing in a book, and how do you annotate if you do? Courtney, if you're watching this, just go ahead and turn the video off, okay? Because I'm going to mark up a book. I like to annotate. Where's my annotations? So, first of all, this is full of annotation flag thingies. I love to annotate books. I don't do it extremely often because it does kind of like take up time. And I also like to read while laying in the bed. That's called a libro cubicularis. So I don't want to sit up so that I can highlight and tab and all that stuff. But when I'm sitting up and having a good time, I do love to tab a book. So I do it all the time. I also have this menagerie of pens, highlighters, markers, whatever you want that I use for annotating. And yes, I color code. I always have a highlighter, a pen, and a set of tabs that color code with each other. And I make not a glossary. What's it called? A legend. I make a legend in the front of the book of like what my tabs mean. And I'll highlight passages. If it's a very long passage, I'll highlight it. If it's kind of like short or medium, I will underline it. I will write my own notes in the margins based on what I've highlighted or underlined or tabbed. My friend Courtney, listen, we had a book club meeting and I took my older books that I just didn't really feel like I needed to hang on to anymore. I took them to book club to see if anybody wanted them because I didn't really need them. And I was like, some of these are annotated. Okay. One of my friends was like, I love that it's annotated. It's like we get to kind of like read together. Courtney, and I'm calling her out by name, Courtney gave me so much shit about annotating these books. She was like basically berating me. And I'm like, ma'am, it's a free book. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. And she was like, how dare you? I was like, okay, Courtney. So yeah, I'm totally calling her out right now by name. She's probably not even watching, but it's fine. And I mean, it is what it is. So I love to annotate books. I would love to receive a book from somebody that's already been annotated. If you want to gift me a book to have me read it, annotate it first. You read it and annotate it, then give it to me. I'm here for that. So then, introductions and footnotes. Do you read them or avoid them? And what makes a good introduction? I feel like I always sigh when I see footnotes because I'm like, oh my God. And to be honest, even though it seems like it would be easier, when I'm reading on my Kindle, if there are footnotes, I'm skipping right on Pat. I'm not about to be flipping back and forth. Was it Babbel where you had to like do a bunch of flipping back and forth to get to the footnotes? I ain't about to do all that. So we just skipped right on over those. But I recently read An Academic Affair and it had a ton of footnotes, but the footnotes were really funny and I loved them. So I read that physically though. So it was like at the bottom of the exact page that I was on. I didn't have to flip back and forth to find them. So I don't know. I guess I'm fine with them. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I'm fine with them or if I'm not fine with them. It depends. Okay. What makes a good introduction? I don't know. Maybe like something that's like cryptic, or it has to like grip me. Like I don't want to just like, I don't want an intro that's just like info dump. I need it to be something that is making me question or making me look forward to what's going to happen in the book, or is just powerfully worded and related to the book. But I couldn't tell you specifically what makes it good. Just I'll know when I see it. Okay, I love this question. This is the one that made me want to do this tag. Accessories. Do you use bookish accessories like a clip-on reading light, book sleeves, annotation materials, book stands, etc.? So you guys have already seen my annotation materials. I did show you this little thing that I am not really good at using. I don't know what my dysfunction is with this, but I can't use it very well. I also have a number of things that help me read. Where did I put them? Oh, they're over here. Okay. I do have a book light. I try not to use it because it's just like not super great. The way that it casts the light on the book is not my favorite thing ever. I will use it if I have to. I think I was at a hotel somewhere and my husband was there and I need a light to read. So I used this instead of turning on like the main light. But for the most part, I either read in the light or I read my Kindle. So I've also got some noise blocking headphones. They're even personalized because I'm often not by myself. Or if I'm like at a coffee shop or whatever, I need the noise canceling to block out all this other noise if it's really hard for me to focus on the book at that moment in time. I have this bad boy. It is a book beanie bag. It's an electronic device beanie bag. You can use it with like your iPad or your cell phone or whatever. This is fantastic when I'm traveling because I can use it in the hotel room, like on the bed, or if I'm sitting someplace weird. It's nice to have. I can prop my Kindle up on it and it's lovely to read from. It has a little zipper pocket right here. And what I keep in here, if I can get it out, is a Kindle page turner. So that clips onto the side of the Kindle. And then I have the clicker. For me, my clicker is a little ring sized clicker so that I don't even have to hold the clicker in my hand. I used to have one. I still have one. I just don't know where I put it. I still have one where it is like a clicker that you have to hold and it has a little wrist strap on it. Honey, we have evolved. We have the ring one now, so I don't even have to hold this. It is the peak of laziness, and I freaking love it. And it's not even laziness. It's like, what if my hands are cold? Okay, so this, I prop my Kindle up on here. I get under the covers, and I click like this under the sheets, under the blankets, and I don't have to move at all. It's fan-freaking-tastic, okay? I don't know where the other one, like the one that you have to hold, I don't really know where it went to. Interesting that it's missing. I'm sure I put it somewhere safe and now I just can't remember where safe is. I also have the OG. I have the OG and I don't even know how to put this in the frame. I have a gooseneck. Now, you see it? You see it? This one is the one that stands on the floor. It's heavy. This one stands on the floor and it's the gooseneck holder for the Kindle. I have one that also like mounts to your nightstand. I just didn't love that one. It was like in the way of my nightstand. So I put it away because I just wasn't loving it. And I started using the floor one instead. I actually haven't used this in quite a while. I don't know. I don't know why. I also have some pop sockets for the back of the Kindle when I use it this way. I did switch from the clear case to a fold over flip case. So I also haven't been using those, but I go back and forth on what kind of case I'm putting my Kindle in, how I'm propping it up. So I switch just depending on my general mood. Right now, I've really been loving the flip case. And so I can't put a pop socket on the back of it, but it has a, why am I describing this to you guys? I thought I brought my Kindle up here. So this is the case that I'm currently using on my Kindle. So it's one of the ones where you just kind of flip it open and it flips all the way backwards and magnetizes to itself. I'm trying to do this without touching the screen. And when it opens, it like automatically turns on for you. But you can see here, it's got a strap. It has one on each side. So depending on which hand you want to use, you can do that. It also has a kickstand. So I can put it on the table and like, you know what I'm saying? So I've been loving this case, even though I totally miss having the stickers, the decorative stickers on the back. I'll be all over the place with my Kindle case, okay? It's totally fine. Anyway, the next question is art and illustrations. How do cover art and illustrations affect your reading experience? Listen to me. Listen to me. I am 100% going to judge a book by its cover. Nothing will get me to buy a book faster than the pretty cover. Nothing will get me to never ever look at your book than an ugly cover. Divine Rivals, you guys love this book. I've literally never picked it up because I think the cover is hideous. Now, it came out with a collector's edition and my husband bought me that one. And thank God that that cover is not ugly. It's actually very beautiful. And it's only slightly redone from the original cover, but it's so, so, so much better. I'm just saying. I am a sucker for, I'm looking to see if I have something I can show you that's nearby. Oh, here we go. Emily Henry. I don't know that I even care about this book, but look at this sprayed edge. I know that's not like technically the cover, but just look at it. It's beautiful. So I had to have that. The Emily Rath Second Sons. This, so gorgeous. I picked this up because of this cover. I mean, it does have sprayed edges too, but I picked this up because I thought the cover was gorgeous. So, I mean, something like that, gonna draw me in every single time. I also have like a number of books that I have bought just because of the cover. So this one, I bought it because of the cover and genuinely, I hated the book. I hated this book. I just thought it was terrible, but I'm considering keeping the book because it's gorgeous. She also has a really pretty sprayed edge. I'm a sucker for a sprayed edge, you guys. But here's an example of another book that I purchased simply because of the cover. This book is beautiful through and through. And even on the inside, oh, gosh. Even on the inside, it's a coloring book on the inside. I don't know if you can really tell. It's a coloring book on the inside. And so something like that, look at the naked hardcover. Something like that will make me buy the book so fast and it will make me enjoy the book so much more just because. So if this one hadn't been so pretty, I probably would have never finished it. I finished it kind of because it was pretty. I am currently reading a book that the cover's beautiful. It has wonderful sprayed edges, but the naked hardcover is just so gorgeous and it's super plain. And then the paper feels really good. So all of that impacts my reading and my enjoyment of the book. So yeah, 100%. It impacts me a lot. And if I am like, I can't do it with this book, nothing to do with the writing. If I can't do it with your physical book, you better hope I can get that on Kindle or an audiobook or something. All right. It's not happening. I feel like I'm shaking the microphone around a lot. It probably sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then the last question says format. Which format of book do you prefer? Hardcover, paperback, audio, digital? And then do you do different things for different situations? So, first of all, I basically always have 3 books going at once. I always have a physical book, an audio book, and a book on my Kindle in rotation constantly. So audiobooks I use when I'm driving. I drive a lot for work and I am pretty exclusively listening to audiobooks when I do that. It started as a way to avoid having to find different radio stations because I couldn't take the satellite radio with me in the work cars. I have started using audiobooks when I'm folding laundry because I hate folding laundry. So if I'm listening to a good audiobook, I can get through folding laundry a lot faster. I wish you could see behind me. I'm not about to show you, but if you could see behind me, there is a mountain of clean laundry because I have not folded or put any of it away or hung any of it up in about 3 weeks' time. There's a ton. It's like so much. So much. Tomorrow, my goal is to start a new audiobook and get all this stuff put away. I also will sometimes do it if I'm doing dishes, but I don't really do dishes. That's not really my domain. But if I am doing the dishes, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm putting on an audiobook. I don't like to get my hands wet. It's not There's a whole, I can't do it. So that's what I use audiobooks for. Now, my Kindle is primarily used for reading when it's dark. So if it's just nighttime and I'm hanging on the couch, if I am falling asleep, I will sometimes read on my Kindle. But one thing that I do is when I wake up in the morning, okay, she's crazy, okay? I wake up during the week, I wake up at 5 a.m. so that I can read on my Kindle before I have to do work things. So I typically wake up at 5 a.m. and I will spend about 30 minutes just waking up, maybe check my email, whatever. And then after that, I will spend at least an hour, sometimes up to 2 hours reading on my Kindle. I love it. I love it. I can stay in bed and do it. I go to the couch with a tea and do it. I love to read on my Kindle. I will also take my Kindle with me if I know I'm going to spend like the whole day away from home, but I'm probably going to have downtime. I will take my Kindle with me so I can read from my Kindle. So my Kindle is just like my buddy, okay? I can never go full Kindle audiobook because there is something so special about opening up a book. It makes a certain sound. It has a smell to it that is just like irreplaceable. And I have a Kindle Paperwhite, so it is pretty close to reading in a physical book, but it is not reading in a physical book. You cannot physically turn the pages. There's just something about the way that the words look on a physical piece of paper. It's an experience that cannot be replaced. Okay. So I love a physical book. It's just not always practical. Cannot read my physical book while I'm driving a car. Cannot read my physical book in the dark. So they all have their uses. Now, the question asks, what is my favorite? My favorite is a paperback. I don't really like hardcover books. I have come to accept hardcover books, but I'm never going to prefer hardcover books. They hurt my hand. They're cumbersome to hold. I tried to make myself a hardcover lover. I have a whole video, like it's super old, but I'll link it for you up here. I have a whole video of trying to force myself to like hardcover books. I don't like them, but I will tolerate them. And sometimes they're just way prettier than the paperback. So, like that's the reason why I have the One Dark Window. I grabbed Two Twisted Crowns because it was closer, but that's the reason why I have the One Dark Window series in hardcover, because it's way prettier than the paperbacks were. But I don't particularly want to read it in hardcover. I just don't want to hold it in my hand. I don't like it. The corners are pokey. Like, is this a first world problem? Yes, it is. All right. I just completely decimated the shelf where this goes trying to put it back. So I'm going to have to hold on to this and do it later. But anyway, those are my bookish accessory items that I just like really wanted to tell you guys that I have and how I use them, because I want to ask, I probably shouldn't be asking anybody what they're doing for anything, because it's just going to make me want to have that thing. But I'm going to do it anyway. I want to ask you guys, like, what are your bookish accessory must-haves? And more than the accessories, because maybe, I really shouldn't be asking you guys for accessories. Like, what are your, like, bookish, I don't know, your bookish things? Like, do you dog ear? What do you use as a bookmark? Do you like annotations? Like, all those things. Hey, listen, answer these questions down in the comments, because I want to know what you guys do. I want to see how close to what everybody else is doing I personally am. Because maybe I'm just a little bit neurotic about books and reading. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not. But how would I know until you guys tell me in the comments? So there we go. That is what is this called? The bookish things tag? That is that tag video. Thanks for indulging me, because I just really wanted to talk about these things. And if you would not mind hitting the like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already done so. And I will see you all in the very next video.